If the God in here help you with a breakthrough, apply pressure, it's gon' turn to diamonds. You gon' have some things you going through. Never give up. You never want them, but you got it, you gon' make it through. Never give up.
Yeah, everything.
Keep it focused, keep your chin up, you gon' break through.
You walking in, you can tell them, man, this is who I am. You know, I know how to do this. You know what I'm saying? But they drop your demeanor.
It's a lonely road for a soldier. Yeah.
All right, check. All right, man, go ahead, introduce yourself, man.
Marcel McNutt, Champaign, representative youth bill, case manager.
Okay. All right. Do you want to give a background with the relationship with your father?
My father, he wasn't really never there. So my buddies, we raised each other.
Okay.
The streets raised us.
Okay. You got any kids? Like no kids? What's going on? What's your status as far as parental?
No kids of my own, but I got a community full of kids that belong to me.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about that, man. You know, you filling in and having this father role without being a father. Like, talk about that. Is that why you do the work that you do now currently?
Somewhat. It's a passion. You know, I understand the needs and the wants that, you know, a lot of kids is missing out here. So I found my purpose in it. You know, I enjoy doing it, and it gets deep at times. So, you know, and it's a healing process.
Okay, healing process. Elaborate on that.
I understand, you know, that you got to forgive. So I found healing in doing it and helping others, you know, forgive their parents or whatever situation may be of why their parents weren't there.
Okay. So from my understanding, you having your father absent taught you some things. You want to elaborate on one of those things that, you know, having an absent father taught you?
It taught me how to stand on my own.
Okay.
And it taught me how to appreciate a woman. It definitely taught me how to appreciate a woman. The value of what a woman brings, the lessons, you know, the arguing, the yelling about the little minute things. It taught me the value in that.
Okay. I'm trying to phrase this question to where it's not leading. You get what I'm saying? Like where it's more authentic. Yes. What is your theory on being a father? Do you have to have kids? Do you not have to have kids?
To be a father, no, you don't have to have kids. Father, you can be a father figure to many, you know. As long as you're in their life, you being productive, you know. A father is somebody that, you know, they can come to you about, they believe in you, they can find in you. So no, you don't have to physically have your own kids in order to be a father.
Okay, so with that, like what's some characteristics you say, you know, what set a person apart with being a father?
A dad is somebody that just made the kids. A father is somebody that's active in a child's life and, you know, helping build a better person with the child.
Okay. Is there anybody you can recall stepping into your life, giving you some vital fatherhood advice or a pivoting moment in your life that made you realize the importance of having that individual?
Yeah, growing up, some older guys from my neighborhood,
okay,
a couple of my buddies, we helped each other, you know, learn life experiences on that. So yeah, I'll say that.
You want to share one of those experiences?
Man, there's so many. There's so many. Just trials and tribulations of growing up, being a 15, 16-year-old boy, you know, doing wrong, moving wrong.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Is there any advice you want to give to a future father?
You know, believe in your child, be there for them, and you know, just try to make them a better person.
Okay. Like that.
It stops a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah.
You know, once your better half understand who you are, you understand who they are, you know, it makes the relationship work.
Fact.
And that's a part of being on the same page. You know, but they gotta understand you. A lot of people jump in relationships and don't understand their person. You got to understand them. You got to understand where they come from, what they were about, the changes and the things that they struggle with and the things that they're trying to fix in their life.
Right.
You know, and you got to be willing to accept them for, you know, who they were. People change.
That's a fact. Yeah, you can't expect somebody to be their past when you talking about you evolve too. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That'd be throwing me off.
It is. And you can't always hold on to people's past, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact.
The world tried to hold on to my past, but I ain't let them. You know, you got to show them a new you, but you got to still build your name up in the same way, but show them who you really were. Like, this always who I was. I always had an outgoing spirit. I always been the voice of the streets.
There you go.
But now I just use it in a different way, a positive way.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that right there, like, people don't never really talk about knowing who you are early in life. You feel me? I've known you for a minute. You ain't never not been who you are. Like, never not been who you are. Whether it was whatever you was gonna do, you was 1,000% in, not 100, 1,000, and not only that, accountable for it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I definitely give you that. Man, talk about that, like growing up and just, you know, what was your mindset? You already knew that you had these qualities, but when, like, talk about, you know, when you were younger and how you identified them. Like, you know,
great qualities. I always knew I was gonna be great, but chasing the wrong thing. I struggled with chasing the wrong thing. I struggled with chasing money. That's all I wanted to do was chase money, chase money, chase money, and that was really the devil making me do that. But at that time, I can identify that.
Wow.
Now that I got older, you know, it took me to get cracked upside my head. You know, it took for the police to nail me. You know, for me to learn to stop being greedy. So now I just count my blessings on everything. You know, I ain't in want or in need for nothing. But, you know, I always knew who I was. My characteristics, I was raised by my mama and my grandma. Daddy wasn't never around. So, you know, they instilled things in me. Stealing, I never was with that. Putting my hands on women, I was never with that. You know, so now that I'm older, you know, I just live by the same principles.
Got you. Man, talk about, you know, that father figure. You said Pops wasn't around. Was it a uncle, a grandpa that had any type of representation of what it is to be a father, or, you know?
I mean, a lot of older guys in the hood, but really, you know, the homies, we raised each other.
That's okay.
You know, we raised each other. The streets raised us.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things that we supposed to learn from a man, we learn from each other. We fed off each other.
So sharing and exchanging knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't talk about that either, man. Like, they think when you with the guys, you just with the guys hanging out, but they don't talk about the development that you exchange with the guys, like somebody learning a new skill and sharing that.
So I seen a post earlier from a guy living in Decatur, Lil Melvin.
Yeah.
He said, man, sometimes family ain't shit. And I started to comment on there and tell him, man, family ain't always blood. Family could be people that you got relationships with from the ground up. Family could be people that care for you. Family could be a family that you built. You know, sometimes that's why it's important to get married and create your own kids, because that becomes your family. That's something that you know, created. Can't nobody in the world love you more than something that you created.
That's a fact. Man, speak on that, man. Kids, God kids, you know, how many kids, what you got going on?
Well, I don't got no kids, but I got 100 kids.
There you go.
No, I don't got no kids of my own, but all the kids in my community, they all mine. I love them all. I want to see all of them do good. You know, the things that I went through, the mistakes I made, now I love to guide them and teach them, you know?
So we going to see some right now, right?
Yeah, we on our way to see some. You know, some of them going through, you know, a lot of struggles, but we gonna get them there.
All right, where we at with it, bro?
We're in Illinois right here, about 20 minutes from Champaign. This is a house that the kids are creating, helping out Habitat for Humanity. It's a trade that we give it here at Youth Build, teaching them how to use hammers and be constructive.
Okay.
Giving them the tools in life. You know, they've been doing this for about a week now.
So you know, these the babies that you got, man. Some of your kids, huh?
Yeah, this is my boy Twin right here. He's gonna come over and talk to y'all a little bit, tell y'all a little bit about some of the things he's struggling.
The squad.
What's going
on, man?
I want you to tell the camera a little bit.
How you feeling, bro?
About some of the struggles. Where you from? Tell the camera where you from.
Hold on, I got you.
All right, I'm put in the mic. They can hear me good? Yeah. What's up, man? I'm Trayvon, man. I'm from Chicago, Southside.
Okay. What you out here doing?
Right now we helping Miss, I forgot her name, but right now we helping her put foundation around her crib. Not foundation, but we just help put the walls and support systems up. Right now they're nailing across the house. And they supposed to be doing something else. I forgot. I'm not really too familiar with the construction terms.
Yeah.
Or the word term and language I'm supposed to be using, but yeah, they really right now they nailing right here. They nailing mostly mainly nailers in there, and then it's somebody else in there named Jordan. Mm-hmm. He even it. He makes sure everything is like straight and even it throughout the house. And then there's another carpenter named Brian. As of right now, they just basically going over our work and just checking.
Okay.
And then Jim and Kanai over there, they doing something else.
I want to ask you this. What made you want to get in Youth Build? What were some of the things that made you want to get in there?
See, my resources was like real limited at the time, so it's like me. Youth Build was like Youth Build opened a lot of more doors for me, cause I'm a felon person. I have like a lot of personal issues, like as far as like legally, and I can't like move how I want to, or do the things that I should or I can be doing, unless I'm in here. Youth Build it's helping me. It's helping me grow. Help me grow as a person, a man. Really helping me grow. I don't know how they say. I'm trying to think of all the words.
You said help me grow as a man. That's enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my diploma. It's helping me get my diploma.
Yeah.
Because without my diploma and being a felon without a diploma, it's like you useless.
I got you.
See what I'm saying? So I encourage all people, felons my age, people, whoever. Yeah. Youth Build is where you need to be.
You got any kids?
No.
No kids.
No.
Okay.
How many people from your block graduated high school that you know of? All your homies?
Like 4.
Like 4.
Like 4 or 5. Matter of fact, I can't even say that. Like 7, 8 of them really graduate. But as far as homie wise, like 3. A lot of people I grew up with graduated, but not people I consider my homies and stuff like that. Yeah, not too many of them graduated.
Yeah.
But most of my friends really incarcerated.
So you moving down here from Chicago to Champaign, did you see a change in yourself?
See, it took for me to get wrapped up into something real bad in order for me to just like know what I want, or know myself, know why I think I should be going, know the route I think I should take. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It took for me to get into something real bad down here in order to see like, yeah, that's not the way I think I should go.
Me and your relationship, how you think that is?
Are you my boy? We locked in.
Oh, yeah, for sure. What type of things we talk about, man?
I ain't gonna lie, we talking about, all right, look, boom. Sale help me get my mind right sometimes. I'll veer off the. And sometimes I can veer off the path I'm on. I get sidetracked, and then sometimes I ask Sale for advice, like helpful advice to keep my head on straight. Sometimes I'll catch myself just wandering. Sale like somebody I can really come sit down and talk to whenever I need to.
Yeah. Love, man.
It's all about helping, keeping them grounded and learning from mistakes. We all been there before, but it's a healing process, and we gotta, be there for one another,
Yeah, man. Real, man. I appreciate you, man.
Everything.
Yep.
You build a foundation for yourself. You walk in there, you can tell them, man, that this is who I am. I know how to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because they go off your demeanor, they might cancel you out. Us as black men, they cancel us out like that. But like me and my brother Antonio, when you walk in there and you educated, they can't cancel you out like that, because you're going to shock them. You're going to shock them all the time.
Yep. And if you don't know the terminology, man, ask them. Hey, man, what's this called? Why we put this here? That's why they want to know. They want you to say that.
Yeah.
They want you to ask them questions.
That's really what I was just doing to Jordan. He was just really surprised I came over there and got to talk to him.
Yeah,
Man, it's the classroom, man.
Too much conversation today, so I'm trying to see like.
We got Big Drew out here,
What's up,
man.
Toni Picasso, man.
Drew, nice
I'm blessed, man.
Alright.
Shooting my man in action, man.
Tell me a little bit about what you do, Drew.
So I'm an education coordinator. Okay, you got the mic.
Yeah, I got the mic, man.
Okay. I am one of the education coordinators for Youth Build. Teach a little bit of everything. Most importantly, I teach a course called Music Appreciation. Okay. We kind of get into studio work. We learn about how to write, how to produce, a little bit about poetry. Okay. Also, we learn about the business aspect. So I'm teaching them how they get their money once they figure it all out, if that's something they want to get into. And all around, man, just help, man. Whatever we could do for the community. Y'all see the house. We building out here. We doing community work. Y'all don't see me a lot on Facebook, you know. I just like to put the work in, man, you know. Our time coming. My boy Seal, man, he be out here putting in work, for real. So yeah, man, that's what I do. My name is Mr. Drew. Shout out.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you both. All right, man, go ahead and introduce yourself.
So I'm Jobie Taylor. I'm the recruitment outreach coordinator here at the Youth Build program through the Housing Authority of Champaign County.
Okay, man. So give us a little bit of your background before you got here.
So just, you know, I've been working here at Youth Build since the inception. We've been doing this here for 5 years now. Prior to this here, you know, I had my own violence prevention program where I worked in the community, you know, strictly with the young men. We did work with the young ladies. We had staff that worked with them. Okay. But prior to that, you know, I come home from after doing a 20-year bid. I came home in 2013. I got incarcerated in 1993 when I was 17 years old. So I knew I was a part of the problem. So when I was incarcerated, I say, hey, what can I do and come out and be part of the solution now? So, and that's what I did. I came home and started a violence prevention program to help these young people.
That's beautiful, man. So, you know, with this thing we talking about, the same we call it expressions of fatherhood. And you know, with your status right now, do you have any biological kids or what is it?
Yeah, I don't have any biological kids, but I do have hundreds of young people that have been through the program, people here in the community. You know, I have a lot of nephews, so, you know, I am more of a father figure to them to just give them advice and, you know, kind of tell them my story, and so they can be able to see that, you know, they don't have to make the same mistakes that I made as a young, confused kid growing up.
So growing up, did you have your father present?
So my dad was present, and I used to call him a holiday dad. So what I mean by holiday dad, like, I would see him on Easter, Thanksgiving, my birthday, Christmas. 4 times a year I seen my dad. He'd come around, he'd put, you know, give me a card with $25 in the card. $25 was his number. I used to be like, man, you ain't got more than $25, especially when I got older. As a kid, $25 was decent little check, but you bringing that around now. I'm 13. I'm already in the streets hustling. The other $25, like, all right, come on, you gotta come on with some more bread. But yeah, he was a holiday dad. But my dad, like, I love my dad. I used to go see him when I got old and I was driving. When I was 15, 16, he stayed on the north side of Chicago. So I used to grab my little sisters. We'd go see my dad. But my dad was alcoholic, though. He dealt with alcohol. He definitely was alcoholic.
Yeah, you got any memories from that point that make you just like, hey, I ain't gonna drink alcohol, or did you still drink, or what?
So when we came up, I ain't drink hard liquor. We drank, I came up in the 90s, so we drank, you know, 40. So St. Ives, OE, you know, Mad Dog 2020, Crazy Horse. Like, we drank that type of stuff. I ain't drink hard liquor. But my dad used to drink Wild Irish Rose. Like, he kept pints. Like, we'd come to his crib, you would just see pints everywhere all around the crib. But I was like, you don't get no fifths or nothing. You just straight pint it out, huh? And he used to take them boys to the head like water, like for real. He'd take them boys back and he stayed drunk. Eyes used to be bloodshot red, but he was never abusive. So I learned from my dad's dad, you know, how my dad was, because I knew the fruit didn't fall too far from the tree. I didn't want to be a product of my dad. So like I kind of changed things up in that aspect. Like I don't really drink, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So you mentioned having a relationship with your grandfather, your father's father. Let's talk about a little bit of that, man. Like how did
Yeah, it
you?
was cool, man. I was a kid, man. But I have a lot of memories of my granddad. Like he was a funny guy. So I kind of see where I got my humor from him. My dad, he tried to do his little joke thing, but he was corny. But my granddad, yeah. But what one trait I did learn that came from the lineage of my dad, that like my granddad was with my grandmother and they were married for years, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with my dad. Like my mom, we I have it's 9 of us, but with my dad, my mom is, I have a set of twin sisters and my brother, like we all got the same mother and daddy. What I did learn about my dad, like he didn't jackrabbit, as we called it back in the day. Like he stayed with one woman. My mom passed away when I was 3, so I didn't know my mom. But the girlfriend that my dad was with, he was with her all throughout my childhood, all the way till I got locked up, and that was the only woman he was with. So
That's cool.
he definitely stayed with one woman. He didn't have multiple women. And I'm like that too. Like if I'm with you, I'm in a relationship with you, no cheating, no nothing. I'm faithful. You know what I'm saying? So I'm my wife. I'm with my wife.
That's good. So you learned this quality of being loyal.
Yeah, I
Being
learned that
faithful.
from my dad for real. Even
That's
through his,
cool.
you know, through his mistakes and through his, you know, he wasn't a perfect person. None of us is, but like he that did rub off as to me from him as a young man to be with. Even then, when I was a teenager, prior to get locked up, I had one girlfriend, and we didn't even go to the same high school. But that was my girl. You know, no cheating.
That's
Yeah.
good, man. So you talk about, you not having any biological kids, but you do have kids that you've seen over the years. Um, Man, talk about some of those, those incidences where you had to step into this father role, whether they did or didn't have a father. You had to step into this parental role for them.
Yeah, so a lot of the young people, you know, they face, you know, they be having problems with the judicial system. So, you know, I'll step in and I'll go, you know, I'll make court appearances for them, you know, and the mothers will be there, and I know there's no dad will be there. So I will kind of be like that father figure to them young people, you know, be slash mentor slash coach to these young people. So,
Mhm.
you know, just trying to help them out, let them be able to see that I'm there for them, because a lot of people not there for them. They don't have nobody that they can rely on. My phone state calls from my young people. If they need anything, you know, if it's anything over $100, I got to consult with the wife. But you know, if it's under $100, I send it, no problem. Cash App, Zelle, send me your information. I send it to them, you know, because they don't have nobody else that they can really rely on. So they look towards me as being that father figure to them, and I step in and I play that role.
That's good. Yeah, I love the fact that you mentioned your wife. Let's touch base on that a little bit. With you being a man who's married, no biological kids, but you had these kids in the community that you raising and stepping into this father figure role. Do you know how that works with your wife's mental, or how does she take your
So my
position?
wife has a son, and my son. So we have a son, but my wife's son he's finna be 19 this year old, and I've been in his life. Me and my wife been together 6 years. So I met her when he was 13,
Okay.
and you know his dad wasn't around. Dad was back in and out of incarceration, and like never really played a role. And he calls me dad. You know, so you know that feel good. First time he called me dad, like I did, I had a teary moment because I was like, you know, he used to call me Jobie, call me by my first name. And one day he was like, Dad, come here. And I'm looking around like, where your daddy at? Your daddy here? Looking around, he was like, come here. So, you know, it was a moment for me. But from that day forward, he calls me dad. So that's my son, like real talk.
Yeah.
So yeah, my wife is very supportive of the work that I do because she's a mother to small kids. She works at Urbana Neighborhood Connections with the smaller kids, K through 8, and they look to my wife as like a mother figure because, she's over there pouring into those young people. So she understood at first, like she used to be like you're doing a lot for these kids until she got into that role and she say, now I understand what you do.
Yeah.
Because she pours into the young people like I pour into the young people. So we good on that.
Okay. What's one thing that drives you with, standing up and stepping up for your community?
It's a passion. Like I said earlier, man, like I used to be part of the problem.
Yeah.
Out, wild, young, gang banging. So I was a part of that problem. So I'm like, man, what can I do to be able to change the narrative in our community? So I say, let me be part of the solution. Let me pour back into the community with some positive stuff. Any type of thing that we can do to be able to uplift these young brothers and sisters and show them a different way than just, gang banging, smoking weed, getting into it with each other. Like we have to uplift the humanity. So that's the role that I play with uplifting humanity.
That's beautiful. Is there anything you want to say to the future fathers of tomorrow?
So all I would say for the future fathers of tomorrow will be proactive in your child's life. Like it takes a 2-parent household to be able to raise these kids. Like we put a lot of pressure on these single moms out here and they do very well. But when you got young boys, a mother can't teach a boy to be a man. He needs a dad and he needs a father in his life to be able to teach him how to be a man. And then for the young girls, like you have a lot of young girls, like they gravitate to their dads. When their dad ain't around, they don't have nobody in the household to be able to show them how to treat them as a young lady because there's no father figure in the household that where they can see that's a real man. So you have a lot of stuff going on with the abuse and people misusing these young sisters and stuff because they go out into society looking for a father figure with relationships and they've never really witnessed it. So just be able to pour into your kids, be there for your kids. If you can make them, you need to be there and raise them.
Amen. All right.
Give it to God and he'll help you with a breakthrough. Pressure is gonna turn to diamonds. You gon' have some things you going through.